Hey everybody, so glad to have you here for the 6th and final installment of the Best Self series. I feel like this has gone on for a really long time here on my vlog channel, but it's hard to believe that I actually gave this whole talk in about an hour's time to a group of teen girls just a couple of months ago, and I was really, for a little bit there, up in the air about how I was going to share this with those of you on YouTube, or if I even should, but I must say that the feedback I've gotten on this series has just been fantastic. Even though, like, I'm sitting here talking to a camera instead of talking to a room full of people that I can really visually connect with, I am so thrilled to know that the messages I've given in these videos have come through and really touched you or inspired you or motivated you in some way. That means so much. That really makes me excited. This whole thing was on being the star of your own life. This was that handout that I gave the group that I initially talked to, and we talked about taking the lead, leading by example, owning it, leaving the comfort zone, you know, doing things that aren't necessarily easy for you but will stretch you and stretch your abilities and your confidence level. That's what that whole bottom layer is about. And then persistence and passion, they go hand in hand. Really putting in that hard, persistent work to reach your goals, and also making sure that you're following something that you truly are passionate about, because when you have those really strong feelings for something, it's like you're on a different wavelength from someone who's just doing what they have to do to get by. You know what I mean? So that kind of brings us to the final point here, which is find yourself. The original title of this whole talk, when I first gave it to the group of girls at the teen conference, it was How to Be the Star of Your Own Life. And what it really takes, if we were to boil it down to one central point, it's that you have to love yourself. I have always believed in the motto that you've got to have love for yourself before you can pass that love on to other people. You have to believe that you are awesome and capable and strong, and that opens the door to you helping others. When you're kind of rocking and rolling at that level, that's where you're really reaching your peak. That's where we're reaching the peak of this pyramid, finding yourself. In terms of loving yourself, you know, why is that so important? Well, sometimes, and I've said this earlier in my series here, sometimes you are all you've got. Sometimes not only do we not have, you know, that positive person to turn to build us up, to, you know, get our confidence back in check and all that, but we actually have people trying to tear us down on the other side. If you don't have a very strong feeling about who you are and what your purpose is, it can be very easy to believe people when they say something bad about you. I think we all know when criticism and feedback comes from a positive place. And I think there are people in this world, you know, maybe they're teachers, they're mentors, they're people who we trust to get that feedback from because we know they're trying to build us up and make us better. While it can be very obvious where positive feedback comes from, it can also be very obvious where negative and harmful feedback comes from. I mean, we all know there's a whole big comments section under every YouTube video where people can say whatever they want, and of course they do. I am so fortunate to get to read so many happy, enthusiastic, positive comments in the comments sections of my videos. I mean, it's marvelous. It is just fantastic. But we all know, you know, there are those comments that totally, you know, go off the beaten path of what the video topic might actually be about, and it turns to, I hate your voice, you're stupid, I don't like the way your hair is done, there is a drawer open behind you, you have bad ideas, you're blah blah blah. You know, it happens. We all see these things. But you know what? I know that what I'm doing is good. And I have the confidence to be myself, and not everyone has to like me. We talked about that in an earlier video. Obsession with being liked, obsession with gaining everyone's approval. I used to be in a place where it was like the essential thing. Almost to the point where, you know, you care more about pleasing someone else and meeting someone else's standards than you even care about reaching your own standards and really being happy yourself with what you're doing. And that's when we're really getting off balance. You know, when we get into that mode. You really just can't feel pressured to conform, because ultimately it is the unique who will shine. It is those who have that it factor, that something special, that something that makes them rise above and be a little bit different. So regardless of where you're at, whether you're kind of thinking, man, I'm still building my confidence. I haven't reached the point where I know what my passion is, or I haven't been at a point in my life where I've had to exercise a lot of persistence in this or that. But, you know, what can I take from this particular video when we're talking about the peak top of the pyramid? No matter what you're doing, I think you can ask yourself, is what I'm doing helping someone else? In whatever activity and whatever, you know, thing I'm taking part in, is it improving someone else's life in some way? Because passing on your talents or just your positive attitude, we talked about leading by example and just being that positive, encouraging, kind person. Passing that on to more people is what makes a difference. You gotta love yourself, because when you are really happy and really confident, you are like poised to really do some amazing things at that point, I believe. If you want to be the star of your own life, you've got to be your own biggest fan. That's what this all comes down to. Thank you so much for being a part of this series, because I feel like you truly are a part of this series. Because if you've been watching these videos, chances are you've been taking the stories I've given you that were my own personal life and kind of translating them into what's going on in your life right now. So you've been experiencing this right along with me. I really sincerely hope you will share these videos with anyone you come across who is having a tough time, going through a difficult time in life, because it's my hope that they can benefit from this in some way. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will be back on Beauty Vlogcast with more videos in the very near future. Bye, guys.